Yo, shout out to Butter, man. What's flopping? Um, that's one hell of an intro, man. Okay, let me plug this phone in. Shout out to Sunny. Sunny, what's going on? I gotta get back to your messages, Sunny, too. I didn't see the that video yet. I actually made a bunch of posts today, so I was kind of knee deep in that. Okay, hold on a sec. Telegram. Okay. apparently, apparently, there's so many psyops going on right now, man. Like it's literally wild. I'll tell you about that in 2 seconds. Let me just send it over here so I can go over it on the live. Who am I send this to? Okay, here. Oh, Sonny, that's awesome. Shout out to Butterman. He is built different. TikTok popping off. Be cool to. Oh, you know what I'll do? That's smart. Hold on a second. I'm gonna quickly go live on TikTok and tell everyone I'm live on Rumble as well, like I usually do on Instagram. But now I got 500,000 friggin' people on TikTok, so why not tell them too? Hold on a sec. Profile. Hold on. Edit. There we go. Welcome everyone. So we'll see if TikTok surges like Instagram does. If TikTok surges like Instagram does when you go live on it, we'll have a bunch of people on here, and like literally all of them will be new because I don't think anyone um, follows me on. I don't think many people have come to Rumble from TikTok yet. So let's see. And they've been begging me to go live and get notifications like go live now. Okay, let's see. Um, I think I'm gonna title it "I'm Sorry." Like you know when you see a cringy title that's like, "What's this guy talking about?" or like, "Apologies for letting you down," or you know, like think of something like, "This is the worst." Yeah, I'm gonna make it "This is the worst." Dot dot dot. Okay, let's see. We're gonna find out if this is a good idea or a bad idea. So just everyone who's joining, we're shouting out the live on TikTok right now because we got 500,000 people there. Let's see if we get a surge of them on Rumble. Okay, so stand by. Let's see if this works. TikTok actually, I mean, I know I've had like 10 accounts deleted, but now this account, I only started it in December, so it's been freaking giving her. Hey, what are all these notifications? Welcome to TikTok Live. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Hello, everyone. So you may be wondering, this is the first TikTok Live, actually. We just found out something quite shocking in the news, the information relief that came out, the files. And it is so absolutely mind blowing that many people think this is a plan to like see, it's a psychological operation to see if people will still go to work, pay their taxes, and live a normal life after finding out the people at the tip top of this freaking deck of cards are doing the most shocking, mind-blowing, horrifically like stomach churning things. And are we going to still just go to work and pay taxes to them? To them. That's right. But the Dow is at 50,000. You guys see what video I'm talking about? Do I look blurry? No, I'm good. Okay, so listen, guys, you can imagine because we're on TikTok, things are a little bit different, right? In other words, like we can't talk about this entirely freely. So just so you know, I specifically made a Rumble live stream channel that is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. And we're streaming on Rumble now. So a lot of you guys have been asking, you want to hear, like people are DMing me off out the yin yang on TikTok. I can't reply to everyone, but we're basically doing a Q&A and a shocking information story on Rumble right now. If you want to tune in, click the link in my bio on TikTok here. It goes right to Rumble. And like I said, we're already streaming. We got like 50 people on. We just started it. We're talking about all this breaking news. This is the craziest news week probably ever, don't you think? And now we're talking about UFOs too. Like there's going to be so many psyops that are going to trying to take our eyes off the ball 100%. Is Rumble a good platform? Yeah, dude, Rumble has documentaries that are totally banned on YouTube. Rumble is freaking awesome. There's and I don't know how they get away with it, but you can even watch like movies on there. Like they don't even have the copyright system set up yet. So Rumble is actually chill. So if you guys want to tune in, come on over to Rumble. It's at the link in my bio, free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you make an account on there, then you'll be able to comment. But otherwise, then that's how you'll be able to ask questions, because you guys are asking literally great questions, but I can't answer all of them on here because it's a bit of censorship, right? So we're on Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio. I hope to see you guys all at Rumble, okay? At the link in my bio. We'll see you there. Dude, that was actually like surging. I think I might need to so now I'll go live on Instagram quickly and let everyone know we're here. Well, that's right, Will. And the other thing is like, I know Brookie says, so sick of the files. Can we talk about space and the shape of the Earth? Haven't had that discussion in a while. We will, but I mean, it's honestly as shocking and like horrifying as it is. It also is necessary. People need to be like shaken up out of their seats, out of the hole in this ground that their head is buried in. I'm serious. Like I saw a video that has 35 million views that discusses one of the files, which was literally stomach churning. People are finding out, they're having a rude awakening, dude, to the shit that we said 10 years ago was happening. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I told you so. Like, who wants to be right about that? Shocking, man. So listen, guys, on Instagram, just so you know, we're doing a deep dive on some of these recent files that came out that is literally shocking and mind-blowing. But a ton of you guys have questions that I cannot answer on here because we're on like a pretty mainstream app. So we are streaming right now on Rumble, which is at the link in my bio. You can come tune in. We're doing a Q&A there and discussing some of the most recent shocking situations that are unfolding and what types of psyops they're going to throw at us as well, because this is actually part of a psychological operation, 100%. Exactly, Deanne. And think about it. People who, if you told someone a long time ago this type of thing was going on, and then it comes out 10 years later that you were right, the people who doubted you should be coming to you right now and saying, so what else is happening? Because I totally doubted you on that, and it turns out it's 100% true. Anyway, so guys, come on over to Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and I'd love to discuss further and answer all your guys' questions, but that is going to be the spot to do it, is the Rumble live stream channel, okay? It's at the link in my bio, or you can click any one of my posts on here and comment the word Rumble, and you'll get sent right to your DMs a link to my Rumble channel. The only thing is, this guy's saying stream on Kick. Should I? I don't know. I'm sure, like, are they chill with this? No, I'm not, Kevin. I'm talking about the files, man. Okay? I'm talking about the files. And I just had to spend a bunch to get this account back, so I don't want any more strikes on here. So I'm not going to get into any of the details. But if you guys want to tune in, we're live on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. You don't need to have a Rumble account to watch, Leah. But if you make a profile or an account, then you're able to comment. But you don't need, you can literally watch it from your browser. Okay? So we'll see you guys on Rumble. Much love, and keep your head on a swivel, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the Vegas thing. Like, keep your head on a swivel. Like, look around a lot. But I mean, you know, psychologically, with all the crazy shit that's going on. Okay, welcome everyone from TikTok and freaking Instagram, man. TikTok is a new avenue for me. Okay, so we have a multiple things going on. Put it this way, and I get sussed out by even talking about some of this stuff on an app that will never be censorable, like, or as of right now, rather, does not have any censorship. Talking about some of the details that is revealed in these files is like literally putrid. I don't even, it's totally low vibrational. When people, especially if you're like digging in deep and scrolling through the files and you're reading these crazy emails talking about pizza and hot dogs, you'd think if you're a billionaire, right? You'd probably be eating like caviar, maybe like gold plated, gold flake lobster. What type of billionaires are yapping in thousands of emails about hot dogs and pizza? Like, it's a bit fucking weird, especially if you know what the FBI on their own website talk about keywords, code words for things that are other than food. It's shocking, man. So this is what I think is going on, because they could have not released the files. They could have redacted the shit out of the files, and they could have redacted the files even more so that you can't even, because you know that there's like a program some guy made where you can remove the redactions like through a program. Like they didn't even properly redact it. You can go and pull up all this information. So I heard people who were going to the Department of Justice website are being compiled onto a list, by the way. I'm not saying you should be scared if you went to the Department of Justice and you went right there to look at the files, but apparently like they are tracking that. And by the way, don't think if you have a VPN that protects you at all. I just saw a video a couple days ago that let's just say every single VPN company is controlled, centrally controlled, and they all share information with each other. You're not going to get away with on a VPN. The only thing that's useful for is if you're trying to buy like a plane ticket, if you change the country you're in and then reload the page that you're buying the plane ticket from, prices do vary. Like you could save a couple $100 if you say that you're in India trying to fly to Mexico versus if you're in like Texas trying to fly to Mexico. You know, there's a whole thing. But anyways, the shocking thing is that while all that is going on with the accessing of the files, people are finding out about these code words. Now, if you guys were around for the Pizzagate scandal situation, you already know some of this shit was going on. But did we know it was this widespread? I mean, a lot of us did. But how do you, you know, to the average normal person, if you go up, hey, there's satanic schmiles who are pulling the strings here. Like, that's unfathomable because you go home and you hug your children, your family, you love your aunt and uncle, and you fucking try to eat healthy and try to provide. You can't even fathom this shit that's going on. And if you've ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, that's looking a lot more realistic now than it hits different, put it that way. If you've seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, it's mind-blowing. And Stanley Kubrick, by the way, passed away after the premiere of that movie. And it's said that there's a pretty significant reason why they whacked him. That's the going theory anyway. Before we get into the serious details about some of this other situations that's going on, including Bill Gates, Jay-Z, and World War III. But by the way, fear not, like literally fear not. The goodness will prevail. Humanity will be 100% free eventually. I have nothing but complete unwavering faith that the best days are actually ahead of us, not behind us. Like I know people who are in their 60s and 70s and they're like, and they literally say, I think that we lived through the best time in modern history and now it's going to hell in a fucking handbasket. And they think that like what's the future for our children and stuff. I don't, that's called, what do they call that? Black pilling. Like you think everything's just doomed. I don't subscribe to that at all. I do believe that the best days 100% are ahead. Picture this, all of a sudden, perhaps divine intervention, and boom, free energy is released. Boom, all the chemicals are banned. Boom, all the institutions manipulating and enslaving are dismantled. Like all that's possible. Anything you can imagine in your mind is possible. So sitting here, imagine if I was sitting here going, yeah, guys, we're fucked. Like, what kind of vibration is that? You know, I don't subscribe to that at all. Speaking of vibration, Nikola Tesla knew if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration, right? We know that they at Bohemian Grove and these other places, they worship entities that exist outside of the visible light spectrum. OJ, I was going to say that in the Bible, it says, do not be afraid and fear not 365 times in the Bible, one for every day, 100%. So we know that these super high IQ but evil people worship entities that exist outside of the visible light spectrum, right? 100%. And so frequencies are a thing. Well, it turns out if you are thinking negatively, if you are in a negative state, emotionally, mentally, even physically, you are giving off a lower frequency, which apparently gets harvested and helps to materialize. Like anything in the physical world first started in the non-physical and then it manifested into the physical. That's how our reality actually works, which we were never told about, of course. So this is why there is a intense focus to put strange chemicals and contaminants in the food, air, and water supply to weaken us and to get us in a lowered state of consciousness so that we are more easily able to be manipulated and controlled. So for people who know about Epstein file number 345 and exactly what the coding in that was, but they're drinking fluoride, I wonder, like, how beneficial is it? Like some farmer who knows how to grow his whole food supply organically and he's a freaking knows everything about raising animals and he's providing food for the local community, he's teaching people how to grow food, versus a guy or a person who's like knee deep in the files and the Michelle Obama situation. He knows all about that, but he's eating at McDonald's. Like, I'm not trying to compare and judge, but I'm just saying, like, our health is of utmost importance. So before we get into the rest of the files and all this crazy shit that's going on, I did want to mention that Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of the chocolate powder on tonight's live. This is organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. It's extremely detoxing and delicious. It has the full, what they say about cacao is that it's one of the top superfoods in the natural world for pineal gland function. And it also contains so many antioxidants, which binds to free radicals, microplastics, pesticides even. Like, it's super good for your microbiome. So we're giving away, last I heard, it was 3 or 4 bags of the chocolate powder. You will absolutely love it. It's delicious. You can eat it by the spoon dry, and it's heavy metal tested too, which you do have to watch out because a lot of cacao is full of heavy metals. So this is the way the deal works. It is first come, first serve. So do not, you want to quickly click this link. This link, choq.com, that goes to chalk.com, which ships out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team. They're based in Texas, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews now, which is absolutely wild. Let me know if people are saying something's frozen. On my end, all the bars are full bars, and everything seems to be good. But let me know if you mean what feed, the video is frozen or what, because it is cold out, but it does appear that everything should be running smoothly, but let me know. But go to chalk.com. If you see the chat and you can hear me, I imagine, go to chalk.com, that's choq.com. And this is the way the deal works to get the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. So the number one, let me just double check though. Is my feed good? Someone said frozen. Okay, apparently it's good. So maybe just some of you were having technical difficulties. So this is the way the deal works. It's first come, first serve. So quickly click the link, chalk.com, go to chalk.com. And I've been partnered with them, by the way, since 2019. So they pretty much have fueled like my DNA throughout my entire awakening, my consciousness, my pineal gland. Chalk is the thing that I take of all their superfoods to detox the heavy metals, the microplastics. I know about chemtrails. We all heard about chemtrails. What are we doing to make sure we're not absorbing and accumulating these toxic heavy metals, which, by the way, alter your vibrational frequency. Heavy metals they interact with frequencies from cell towers. And so if you're full of heavy metals, because they're spraying us with chemtrails all day, it is a mind control. There's a whole documentary called Remote Influencing Technologies. And there is a weapon system that's built into the chemtrail spraying and the frequencies. So it's important to, like, this is serious, man. So the way the deal works is this. The number one supplement at chalk.com is the hot water purified Shilajit. Shilajit is an herbal, and literally listen to this because you're going to hear shit coming around the corner. There's microplastics, there's pesticides, there's all these toxins. I'm going to tell you my research over the years, what it led me to, and I hope it leads you on your journey of research and understanding as well. So the Shilajit is a herbal-mineral compound that comes out of the Himalayan mountains. Vladimir Putin takes it, Bruce Lee took it, Arnold Schwarzenegger took it, and Genghis Khan took it. The Russian military secretly studied it for 40 years. So the hot water purified Shilajit from chalk is clinically studied to boost testosterone for men. It balances hormones for women. It stimulates the production of new brain cells. It also is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. And it has a molecule in it called C60 or carbon 60, which has anti-aging effects. You know that because of the Wi-Fi, the cell towers, the smart meters, and all these things we're exposed to, it does prematurely age us. Didn't you hear the thing that our fucking grandparents, for the first time in world history, like the future generations have a lower life expectancy than our grandparents? Like for a while, it was going up. Life expectancy is going up. Well, apparently it peaked and now it's going back down. Could it be because of the seed oils, the pesticides, the GMOs, the depopulation agenda? I mean, what? You see what I'm saying? So this is the way to get the free bag of chocolate powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. If you go to chalk.com and you add the Butterdog said, what's the best product if I sleep next to a smart meter? Dude, this is actually important. I'm glad you asked that, but hold on. If you go to chalk.com and you see where it says products and you put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack. Shout out to Leah. Leah, you're the one who said you don't have a Rumble. You made a Rumble account quick, Leah. Add the male or female vitality stack to your cart, the subscription of them. Put it in your cart. Apply the discount code 44LIFE. That's 44LIFE, right? I just put it in the chat again. If you apply that on your cart, you get a lifetime 44% off discount on the subscription, which you can cancel or modify at any time. Though keep in mind, a lot of the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you're getting almost 50% off. And you're going to get, if you're one of the next 3 or 4 people, you are getting the $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order automatically. You're not going to see it on your order form, but it's going to be physically placed into your package when it's packed up, and it's going to be to you in 3 to 5 business days, depending on where you're at. So in mainland United States, if you're overseas, or international orders is between 3 to 7 business days, sometimes 10. Shout out to Chris James, who, by the way, to answer Butterdog, what's the best product if he sleeps next to a smart meter? If you sleep next to a smart meter, for one, congratulations on actually knowing what a smart meter is, because a lot of people have no idea. And that's intentional because they don't tell us anything about it. It's just seen as your utility meter. Do you know that your utility meter, your smart meter, gives off like a bajillion times more frequencies than your cell phone and your Wi-Fi router? Like, it is a powerful radio transmitter, beaming frequencies, which we know disrupts plant life. It disrupts sperm count. It disrupts blood oxygenation. They did a study. I should play the video for you guys. They did a live blood analysis where someone stood in front of a smart meter for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 90 seconds. They had 3 different people and at different distances away from the smart meter. And dude, even 5 feet away from it, all 3 people that were tested, their blood, all 3 blood samples showed indications of genetic damage from this radiation, whether it was what's called bottle capping or the cells are actually breaking up and fragmenting. All of them literally cause any distance away from it, if you're anywhere near it, it's affecting your blood, which it's like a fucking microwave, man. I'm sorry to say, but like that's what it is. And that's why you don't want to stand in front of a microwave, but you can stand or sleep in a room with your smart meter mounted to the wall 6 inches from your head. And there's no warning. I'm telling you, there's a plan going on, man. So to Butterdog, what would you do? What would I do if I was sleeping next to a smart meter? First thing, move your fucking bed, get out of that room, get as far away from the smart meter as you can. And then eventually try to get it moved off your house. We'll talk about that. But in the meantime, I would be wanting to rejuvenate and restore my DNA. So that would be the purified shilajit from chalk, of course, because it has the full matrix of minerals, which rebuilds DNA. Minerals are frequencies of light, and your DNA is light codes. So minerals rebuild your DNA. Same thing with the Irish moss, the wildcrafted Irish moss, which is in the female vitality stack. That is certified wildcrafted Irish moss from Nova Scotia in Canada. It has the full matrix of minerals, which rebuilds your DNA. Also, bioavailable minerals bind to heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. So if you're taking the female vitality stack or the male stack, you're getting the shilajit, you're getting the Irish moss, that rebuilds your DNA, because these frequencies do affect our DNA, man. Even just your cell phone does. Think about, how does a phone, we know that phones, it's proven, lower sperm count, right? If they're in your pocket. How? Because of the radiation, because it damages the DNA of your sperm. So that combined with your Wi-Fi router, the cell tower down the road, all the wireless devices in your house. Maybe you have a smart TV. Maybe you have all these devices that are all connected to each other. That's a fucking accident waiting to happen, man. You want to dumb your house down, not smartify it, okay? So then the other thing, so apparently a bunch of people are on the site, by the way, right now. So if you're on the site, make sure, so the instructions are to get the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack in your cart, apply the discount code 44LIFE, that's 44LIFE, It unlocks a 44% off lifetime discount. And then you're going to get, if you place your order, you're getting, if you're one of the first 3 or 4 people, you're getting that free bag of lit. And I'm telling you right now, if you're taking so for example, the other one that's in the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which, as much as we know about different corporations or sports or conspiracies, we should know the benefits. We should be as versed in the benefits of superfoods and the uses of them and everything, because that's the natural world, rather than finding out all this information about the synthetic world, right? All this weird, crazy shit that's going on. The natural world offers something called organic ashwagandha. Ours is certified organic. Most ashwagandha is actually farmed in China. But ashwagandha is revered for its ability to massively increase sleep quality because it boosts melatonin production in conjunction with your circadian rhythm. So if you're taking the ashwagandha, you will get 1,000 times better sleep. That's the main thing people give reviews on it. And then it also is pro-fertile. It's a hormone optimizer. It boosts healthy mood and focus, and it supports healthy stress response. I'm telling you right now, ashwagandha is a freaking game changer. That's why it's considered the king of herbs in India. But you do have to watch out where it's grown, or rather how they grow it, because they will sometimes spray very strange stuff on it. That's why ours is certified organic. So that's in the male and female stack. The other thing that's shocking, by the way, is that they are fully trying to ban most of the superfoods I just mentioned. For example, in the UK, in the European Union, they just classified Tongkat Ali, which is the Tongkat 100, which is in the male vitality stack. They just classified that as a novel food, which puts it in the category of cannot be imported. Okay, same thing, the same way the European Union, you cannot import incandescent light bulbs. Bro, I don't know what I would do if the only freaking light bulbs I could get were LED or CFL. Are we talking we got to smuggle light bulbs now? Like, what the Sam Dams with that? So they are trying to ban stuff. In Australia too, they're trying to ban or make you need a prescription to get vitamin C, and it would be like synthetic at that point. They literally don't want you even taking vitamin C. It seems that there is definitely, I mean, obviously there's a coordinated effort here. When they know, like, think of how deceptive this is. In 2016, a truck crashed a truck crashed in a like city like 2 hours from me. And this truck, shout out to Basecamp and Asher, who both just took their ashwagandha. Basecamp took his ashwagandha and his shilajit. Shout out to Basecamp. Basecamp also asked, hold on, what was his question quick? He said, it got buried there. Hold on. He asked a good question. Where did it go? Yeah, aluminum foil, that can work too, Abby. That definitely could work too. And then ask your question again. I don't know why I don't see your question anymore, Basecamp, but yes, exactly. Well, Gin Jani said, where do you get bulbs then? If you're in the UK, then you would be getting bulbs from the department store, but it's not bulbs, it's LEDs or compact fluorescents. And yeah, I know, Jin Jani. It's the same. No, listen, hold on. This is literally part of the plan that people think is just increasing in efficiency. They took hundreds of millions of perfectly functioning. They weren't incandescent, but they gave off that orange red glow, right? Sodium carbide or some shit. There was some type of light bulb that had it was like a chemical in it that made it yellow, and it was the right frequency of light to where it didn't damage your eyeballs. It didn't frig up the wildlife. It didn't disrupt your hormones. They spent billions of dollars replacing perfectly functioning old lights and retrofitted them to be LED under the guise of saving energy and making things energy efficient. Meanwhile, none of us have ever had a electricity bill become lower, right? And at the cost of our retinas. Our retinas got disrupted by it. It causes retina cell death. So if people are driving at night, it's damaging their eyesight 100%. Abby said, ashwagandha is okay for some, but for me, it made me feel off. You know what's funny, Abby? I think you're from TikTok, right? I know that people were telling me on TikTok that there was this trend of people talking about how ashwagandha messed them up. And so people came to Rumble, this was like in the summer, saying like, yo, watch out for ashwagandha. Then I realized the TikTok shop and like Amazon was selling ashwagandha out the yin yang, which was farmed in China, and people all had horrible experiences with it. And I feel it's unfortunate because real pure organic ashwagandha that's heavy metal tested and clinically studied, like you know how people say some things aren't for everyone, dude. Ashwagandha, it is like a biological match to human bodies, like human beings. If you consume organic pure ashwagandha, it is freaking good for you. It is a hormone, it's a fertility booster, it's a but people were all saying it made them feel numb. I think they might have been getting a dose of who knows what from a Chinese manufacturer who put god knows what the hell in there, because ashwagandha does not, dude. If you're taking pure real ashwagandha, which is in the male and female stack, you're not getting what you're getting is compounds that support your body's ability to produce hormones at the optimal levels. That makes you feel enlivened. That makes you feel, especially with the melatonin production, you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it, which means you have more energy in the day. Like it tunes you up, man. It's a freaking tune up, 100%. So, but that, yeah, and that's why they put it in the male and female stack. Oh, that's interesting, Abby. Okay, she's not from TikTok. I was thinking of the Lindsay girl, or the there's another girl who similar username perhaps in my head with all the usernames flying by. 8 years ago, Amazon. Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's what most people did. Most people, yeah, they went on Amazon, of course, and then so we had a guy the other day who bought Shilajit. He bought the tar resin Shilajit from Amazon, which if you've been on the live before, Abby, I'm going to call you Abby, even though it says apples, but um, so basically, the vast majority of Shilajit that's sold on the internet now is the tar resin, right? It's got 20 to 30% water. It's significantly diluted. It's lower bioactive compounds. Somehow these companies can get away with calling it concentrate. They call it Shilajit concentrate, but Shilajit is in its natural form is solid. So to get it to be a tar resin, they got to add 20 to 30% water to it. And then they call it's wild. So anyway, he actually returned his Shilajit. He got chalk Shilajit. He got the male stack, and he actually got the free lit powder as well. Which, speaking of, holy shit! Congratulations to whoever just got the female stack at chalk.com. I'm going to put it in the chat again because now we literally only have 3 bags left. Someone just went to chalk.com. They put a female vitality stack in their cart. They applied the discount code 44life, unlocking the 44% off lifetime discount. They placed their order during the live, which means they now got the $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in their order for free. So now we only have 3 left. If you guys are on the fence, go to chalk.com, check out the male and female stack. Look at the benefits, man. You could be reading. This is something, it's very interesting learning more about superfoods and their benefits. I will say that. And it's imperative, to be aware of these things. I would say too, to answer Mr. Hidden History, he said, is weed good or bad? Well, nothing is good or bad. It's thinking makes it so. But if you want my, GMO weed, I would avoid. Pesticided weed, I would avoid. Becoming dependent on it, I would avoid. Moderation, probably fine. If you can't wake up without hitting the bong, that's probably a problem. But also, if you're a 60-year-old combat veteran who's honorably discharged, you can smoke all the weed you want. No one's going to bug you, man. It depends on where you're at too. Like if you're in high school getting baked all the time, that's probably not ideal, but maybe it leads someone to amazing invention, so thinking makes it so. Magpies, that's crazy. She said, you can call your electric company to come and replace your meter. It costs $50 a month. A friend from Arizona told me. I live in Michigan, so I doubted it, but they did. Everyone where I live just pays $10. Yeah, so Magpies, it really does depend on where you are, because I don't think in California you can do that. Here in Ontario, I couldn't get rid of the smart meter. What I did was, that was one of my most viral posts. You just reminded me, Thrax. Years ago, I made a post showing like weed and then PGR weed, plant growth regulator or something, and all these guys who like grow weed are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, the shit's safe. And then other people were like, yeah, that clearly is not optimal. Like, that's synthetic. It's super synthetic, right? But anyways, my option was to get a electrician out here to view everything. You had to do it that way. and then get the smart meter taken off of my house and put down the driveway, way down the driveway, so it's nowhere near the house. And so I still have a smart meter, which could still do smart meter things, but it's not strapped to. It would literally be like right behind this TV that's reflecting the fire on the Jesus and Mary, which people are wondering. Oh yeah, the electrician. The electrician. I'm like, hey, you can imagine it's a bit of a weird fucking call, right? You're used to like doing housework, putting electrical shit in people's houses. You get a call for a guy who wants his smart meter taken off of his house, and he's like, yeah, I should be able to do that, but like, let me get back to you. He calls me back a few days later. He's like, hey, so I did some research. I see what you're talking about. I guess there's a lot of people who are onto this, eh? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's like shit to be around. It fries your freaking brain cells. It's horrible. And people, there's little kids who are sleeping in rooms with the smart meter on that wall, and children have a higher water content, so they are more affected by radiation. So it's literally like a covert. Some call it even like a genocide, man, like a silent weapons for quiet wars kind of thing. So, so yeah, he took it off the house, and boom, bang, bing. The rest is history. But I will say that uh yeah, that's an option for people who cannot get rid of the smart meter. At least you can put it down the driveway, unless you're living super tight with your neighbors. And then where are you going to put it? At the corner of your front yard? I don't even know if you can do that in a city. I bet they would say that that's like unappealing to the eye and you can't do it or something. But find out, call around. Sunny lives a quarter mile away from her smart meter. That's freaking awesome. Where's the nearest cell tower though? There's a website I went on and said um, 3 miles minimum you should be away from a cell tower. That would rule out living in any city basically in the world. You would not. So that guy obviously has a bold. He's come to a bold conclusion. Like some of these, you hear about what's his name? That's right, Chris James, unincorporated land, or here it's called unorganized land, where there's no building code, there's no permits, nothing. Yeah, unincorporated or whatever the word I just said was, unorganized is the best. But anyways, there's some celebrities who came out, like, what were they? Basketball players or fucking football or something. Anyway, they sleep. They came out that they sleep and they turn their Wi-Fi off when they go to sleep, which is great. But we need to have the conversation of what happens if you live near a smart meter, because your Wi-Fi, it's good to turn off for sure, but that's the tip of the iceberg, bro. The cell tower emits a shitload more frequencies. Liv Loves Lur said, Leah rather said, how can you protect yourself if you live very close to a cell phone tower? So I'm going to give you a range of things you can do. Of course, you could go try to find lead paint and paint your house with lead paint. That blocks the radiation. That's why they banned lead paint. I don't even know. I think it's super expensive or something, but you could buy lead paint, but just don't eat the paint chips. The other thing you could do, set up a Faraday cage. You're not going to do that. The other thing you could do, move. That's also pretty hard. Aluminum foil your walls. Dude, would that look pretty fucking funny if I was live and there's aluminum foil in here? Yeah, it would. Hey, maybe I should aluminum foil this room. We'll see. But anyway, so the first thing I would do, honestly, if I lived close to a cell tower, and you're going to think like, oh, of course you'd say that. But honestly, like, what other options are there? If you guys have more options, let me know. But I would immediately first want to start literally taking Shilajit and the Irish moss, because they are the number one DNA rejuvenators, DNA builders. If you're taking the superfoods that have a ton of bioavailable minerals, that repairs your DNA, which is what the cell towers unfortunately have an effect on. And if you are getting the superfoods that have all the minerals detox the heavy metals, which makes you less susceptible to the frequencies. You understand? The frequencies are magnetic and the metals are conductive, the heavy metals that we're exposed to. So heavy metals plus magnets equals it's altering your frequency. So I'd want to be doing major detox, so it was affecting me less. And then also, because cell towers, like Wi-Fi and like smart meters, disrupt melatonin production, so you get a less rejuvenative and restorative sleep when you're near them. I would also want to be taking the ashwagandha, because you get a way better sleep on it. So you're being less affected in 3 different ways. That it basically those 3 make up the female stack, by the way. So that's wild, Chris James. I got to do a post on that, man. I'm gonna take a picture of that right now. So guys, there's I guess yeah update. There's a bunch of people on the site, and the next 3 people who put a male or female vitality stack in their cart and they apply the discount code 44life, they get a lifetime 44% off discount. They can cancel or modify their subscription at any time, and automatically you're going to get that free $100 freaking bag of delicious detoxing organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which has more than just cacao in it, by the way. It's got Ceylon cinnamon, which is super good for your blood. You could literally take like capsules of cinnamon, of Ceylon cinnamon, and it be like a supplement. Like it's good for you. And then there's also camu and lucuma in here, and those are super high in vitamin C, among the highest apparently, which is also really detoxing. So that's free. You get a free bag of chocolate powder if you go to chalk.com and you put a male or female vitality stack in your cart, which is the combo of superfoods for men and women. And you get 44% off for life on your subscription using that code 44life, which, by the way, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. But keep in mind, the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you do want to make sure you get a consistent dose. It's kind of something you want to incorporate into your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Dude, so Chris James said his wife works at Walmart and they just have their lighting updated. Around 5 p.m., they get brighter at high traffic times. Dude, that is freaking wild, man. Did you know someone said that the lights in Walmart and shit and the grocery stores, they're tuned to like this ultra frequency of light that makes you that makes your nervous system screwy, or it makes you like stressed so that you act more impulsively and you might buy more shit. Did you hear about that? Jin Janny said, say that again. Sorry, bro. Say what again? The freebie? I think so. Yeah. So basically, we have 3 more bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia left to give away in people's orders today, or tonight, rather. And someone just got a male stack, so that's why we're at 3 now. If you go to chalk.com and you put a male or female vitality stack in your cart, the subscription to it, and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a 44% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify at any time, and you're getting that free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. So the other thing that's interesting is that while all this is going on, many people are wondering if the collective consciousness is focusing on and digesting and consuming information about the most horrendous, horrific things you can wrap your head around, the pendulum's going to swing. You know what I mean? Like, someone said they wonder if this is a big psyop to see, like it's real, but it's a psyop to see what people would do and if their normal day-to-day life would change, finding out people in positions of power are committing some of the most heinous, craziest shit you can ever wrap your head around, right? And if they're going to still go to work and pay their taxes. Honestly, dude, I remember when Pizzagate came out and they quickly shut that up and said that it was totally like a conspiracy, and it led to like people were getting harmed because people were believing this like internet conspiracy and people were being harassed over it and everything. But this is like Pizzagate on steroids. And I don't know, man. It's freaking shocking. And I don't know. We have not seen the end of it in regards to like an outcome from it. The public is still waking up to it. And the comments that I see is that people are pissed. Someone might try to do like a freedom convoy type thing. I don't know though. And then I also saw a potential governor, I think for Florida. Who's the Fish guy? His last name's Fish. And he said, let's bring back like public executions of criminals or people who do really bad stuff. Did you hear about that? That's literally in his freaking thing. If he gets elected, he will push to get public executions brought back, which would be wild. Yeah, exactly, Swing. Well, dude, I don't know about you, but I sent a family member some stuff It was a community note. Instagram put a community note on a post, and it literally confirmed the post. The post was saying that it was like people finding out that they're eating kids or whatever, and it was like a guy like whistling around, like going to the grocery store, just doing his thing, totally unbothered. And then the community note was, so it was like making fun of the fact that people are just going around living their lives normally after finding out, or maybe not finding out, about all this, the files and everything that just came out about it. So the community note said, it has been confirmed out of the 3 million emails that were released that yes, they were like consuming people and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So is that wild or what? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna announce that we are live again on TikTok, I guess first, and then we'll do another shout out on Instagram as well. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I'll do that later. Okay, stand by. Hold on. Well, Will, that's what David Icke said, that this shit has been going on since like Babylonian times. 100%. This is not actually new. Okay, hold on. Boom, bang, bang. This is kind of the last call for everyone on this, because when we do 2 more shout outs on TikTok and then Instagram, there is going to be a lot more people, and the 3 bags of lit that we have left will likely be gone. So you guys are first come, first served. You're on the live already. If you go to chalk.com, you get that male or female stack. You put it in your cart. You apply the discount 44 life. You're going to get the $100 bag of lit. I just want to tell you guys before we get another 100 people in here or so. Okay. Shut up, Chris James. Are you serious, man? And I'm glad your wife's putting in her 2 weeks too, because Walmart, I mean, the other problem with Walmart is that all the products they get in there that are coming from China um, are off gassing. Like the air in Walmart has to be toxic, man. Not to mention the fragrance aisle. Those ones suck, man. Family functions have been the toughest thing. I have to just stay quiet about it, and they talk about all the pharma scripts they are on, oh, prescriptions, and eating McDonald's. Yeah, dude. It's what an interesting contrast, eh? Like there you are, flat Earth, young Earth. The Earth is 6,000 years old. God is real. Maybe they believe in God though. That's good. But yeah, they need to slowly be red pilled into the truth of what's going on. Which, by the way, red pill is now associated with like not good stuff. Uh, it's considered anyway. They have a whole thing on it. Let me think of this live title quick. Me too. I mean, I can't talk about shit at any family function really, except with my uncle, who seemingly now like he's getting there. He still thinks I'm like a bit crazy, or probably pretty crazy, but he at least is like thinks the government's hiding aliens. Like that's chill. He knows like evil powers are going on and evil shit's going on. He's not fully woke yet, but he's getting there. Um, he surely thinks I'm a bit crazy, but it'll come around, man. The thing is, I don't know if I ever told him that like satanic pedos are pulling the strings. If I did tell him and he thought I was a crazy retard, then that would have been good, because now when this came out, not good, but um, it would be like, yeah, dude, I told you the most wildest thing ever that you couldn't even imagine is going on, and I was right. So you should probably listen to me about other shit as well, which I don't take pride at all in being right about any of this unfortunate stuff, by the way, of course, but it just is what it is. Like it is going on. Um, Abby, I didn't even see that one, but just tell him to watch all my flat Earth videos, then he'll be convinced. No, I'm just kidding. My videos aren't maybe the most convincing for the shape of the Earth, but Where I'm at now is like I can't even believe I used to think we were on a ball spinning around, man. Like it is totally fake. But anyways, you can't put a very long live title on TikTok. Yeah, that's the thing about Nicki Minaj, man. I don't know about her. Yeah, and that's the other shocking thing as well. The firmament is mentioned, of course, and the fact that it says plain as day, the earth was created, God created the earth, and it's firm in its foundations and cannot be moved. That's the opposite of what NASA says. NASA says we're flying around at 1 billion miles an hour. So you can't believe in both. It's the dichotomy, man. Someone's lying, right? So it's shocking, man. And not to mention the fact that if you watch any rocket launch, it never goes straight up and then goes into space. It always curves. I find that interesting, and there's some big excuse as to why that is. Also, if the Earth was spinning so hard and so fast, you think in a helicopter you could just take off the ground, go a couple 100 feet in the air, and then the Earth spins, and then you could just come back and land, and you'd be like in a different destination. But it also doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Um, and I do find it interesting too that planetariums are in domes. It's just funny, right? Like you go to a planetarium to see planets in space, and it's a dome. It is a shocking thought to think there's a firmament, man, but they're definitely the thought of space is a bit cringier, to be honest. Shout out to Frank, the boxer dog, who reposted the live, man. Shout out to Frank. Okay, so guys, everyone, click that repost button. I don't know, does that work? Remember, do you guys remember Periscope? That app, Periscope? That's no longer with us, man. M said, should I move out of America? No, if there's any place I'd move to, it would be America. So, I mean, no, maybe, but I would not move to certain places in the States. Like there's some places I would prefer to be, but I wouldn't be in the middle of any city. I wouldn't be in any city anywhere anyway. I know that's shocking. If you're in a city right now, you're thinking, what's this guy talking about? But we'll talk about it, man. But the frequencies, the cell towers, the Wi-Fi, the smart meters, there's a lot going on, man. Yeah, rockets do just go take off and then land in the ocean. And also, everyone who passed away allegedly on that one rocket launch in like the 90s, they're all still alive. And there's a whole conspiracy about that too. Well, you're going to be control. I mean, M, where do you want to go? Like, if you go to Europe, you can get arrested for a tweet. I mean, if you go to a third world country, you're a sitting. I mean, you're out of place, right? So, but guys, just so you know, we're talking about a couple of things on here, especially the files and this potential of World War III and everything. And you can imagine some of this is a little bit sensitive information that prefers not to be discussed on this app because I have gotten many strikes in the past, but not now, thankfully. Dude, shout out to Did. Shout out to Diddy, man. He said, no, I'm just kidding. His name's not Diddy. It's Did. He said, been following you on Insta since 2018. Shut up, dude. Are you serious? You're one of the OG. That's almost the year I basically started posting on freaking Instagram, man. Shout out to Did, man. So listen, we're doing a deep dive on all this stuff right now, and I do want to answer your guys' questions because I'm getting a million DMs on TikTok. Because I don't know if you guys know, I only made this TikTok account like 45 days ago, and it's popped off. So I want to mention, I do want to discuss with you guys more and answer questions and talk about what's going on, but I'm not going to do it on this app. I saved that for my Rumble live stream channel, which we are live on Rumble right now. So if you guys want to come to Rumble, it's at the link in my bio on TikTok, the link in my TikTok bio. Click that. Free to download, free to watch, free speech. You don't even need to download it. You can watch on your browser. But if you get the app or you make an account, then you're able to comment. Josh says, I watch your stuff every day. Bro, watch my freaking uncensored spot, which is Rumble, bro. Come on over to Rumble. We have 100 people on Rumble right now who are the most aware. Like, this is our crew, man. This is our freaking vibe. This is our tribe, man. People who, I get it if you like a quick 60-second dopamine hit scrolling through TikTok, I get it. But if you wanna do a deep dive, that's what we do on Rumble. So if you want to tune into Rumble, it's at the link in my bio. I almost feel like staying on TikTok a moment longer to let people, because everyone's joining right now. Yes. By the way, if you guys didn't know, we've been posting about some of these things since literally 2016, and we have seen so many things happen and so many things come to fruition and become mainstream knowledge. But there was a time when this was considered, all of it was considered the most fagoozy strangeness that you'd ever think about. Justin said, have you looked into LED lighting? Bro, LEDs? You mean the light emitting diode that was created by the Monsanto funded scientist that disrupts your hormones and causes retina cell death, and disrupts your hormones and melatonin production, and cuts in half the lifespan of fruit flies and cuts in half the lifespan of chickens and hens? Yes, I know all about LEDs, but I can learn more about them surely. Um, but yes, it's very strange, dude. LEDs, it's actually part of the silent weapons agenda against humanity, artificial light. But listen, I don't want to say too much more on freaking TikTok. If you guys want more info that I don't need to bite my tongue around, we're live on Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio on TikTok. Come on over. We're streaming. We're discussing this in real time. And I don't want to get this account any strikes, okay? So thank you, TikTok. Thank you, everyone on TikTok. Come to Rumble. We're streaming now, and I'll be able to answer your questions there as well, all right? Rumble also has a bunch of freaking documentaries that are banned on YouTube, by the way. So it's a good spot. Rumble is a dope app, and there's no censorship. So, okay, hope to see you guys on Rumble. Much love, everyone. Where do you find me on Rumble? Just click the link in my bio, the link in my bio on TikTok, okay? And I'll answer that question as well, Drew, all right? We'll see you guys on Rumble, all right? TikTok just said, are you sure you want to end your live? You could get an extra 5 cents if you go live for 4 more minutes. It's like, okay, hold on a second. Okay, I guess now we will shout out quickly on Instagram. Hold on. Yeah, Swing. Well, Swing, I don't know, man. I mean, any app, if the owner of Rumble gets hit up or asks or gets made an offer that he can't refuse, then you know what I mean? Who knows? Uh, it can happen. But there'll be another app. It's like whack-a-mole, you know, someone will come out and make a new one. But Rumble is pretty badass, I will say. Like, dude, I actually watched Eyes Wide Shut on Rumble. I'm like Googling, where can I find this online for free? And then I'm like, you know what? Let me check Rumble. And sure enough, like 20 people have uploaded the entire video or the entire movie. You can't do that on YouTube, man. Shout out to Dave. David, what's up, man? Okay, so guys, just so you know, you've been following the news, right? You've been following the news of the information that is coming out recently, which is shocking and mind-blowing and like horrifying. Well, we're discussing that a little bit, not too much though. Like, where I'm not going dark down the rabbit hole too much. It's a bit too gruesome. But we are talking about that a little bit and the potential of this World War III thing coming around the corner, and what's going on with some of the mainstream, most popular people around who are implicated in it. Brian said, are we cooked? Absolutely not. Human consciousness will prevail. The best days are ahead, 100%. I have unwavering faith that humanity is going to be in the highest form it's ever been in our lifetimes, depending on how old you are. Like, good stuff is coming around the corner, man. 100%. I know it seems like the sky is falling, shit's hitting the fan. Good things are happening and will happen, and goodness will prevail. And you know, I don't need to. You can call that optimistic. I just know it's true. Listen, so I do want to discuss more about this, but not on here because I got a strike the other day, and I had to pay a lot of money to get my account back. So I don't want any strikes. So we're live right now on Rumble, which is at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. Click the link in my bio to come on over to Rumble. We got 130 people on, and we're doing a deep dive on all these strange things. Now, I get if you like to just have a quick dopamine hit from looking at reels, but if you want to deep dive and hang out and discuss things and do like a Q&A, we're live on Rumble. Okay, so it's at the link in my bio, and you can also comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, and you'll get the link to my Rumble channel in your DMs right away. All right. Martin said, I like you, but all you put out here, is that from heart or not? Yes, 100%, Martin. I'm being guided 1,000% by God in every post that I make. Yes, 100%. Okay. We'll see you guys on Rumble, and set the link in my bio. Okay, thanks for that, being patient with me, guys. Had to shout that out all over the place. If you're watching right now, make sure your live notifications are on so that you're able to, so that you don't have to rely on TikTok or Instagram to know that I'm live on Rumble. So make sure your live notifications are on. Emma Perkins says, how often do you go live? Most weeknights, pretty much most every weeknight. And also Rebel said, the TikTok safe word is, this is all satire for entertainment purposes only. Doesn't really fly, man. You can't come out and be like, Michelle Obama is actually whoop, and then at the very end of the video be like, oh, by the way, I'm just kidding. It doesn't really fly. You can still get gimped from that as well. Shout out to Josh Hughes from TikTok. Are you the guy who said you've been following me since 2018, man? Shout out to freaking Josh. He's been on a roller coaster, bro. Shout out to freaking Josh. I guess I should mention, though, to make sure that your vibrational frequency is of the utmost. Let me tell you this, okay? I want to tell you guys something, because it was so invigorating for me that I want you to be invigorated vicariously through me. Okay. Who's saying 212? Oh, 212. So listen, the other day, and I'm going to answer Danica, Danica as well, Danica and Sam. See, guys, we're getting TikTok crowds. Like, so just so you guys know, we got a big Instagram account. We have a pretty big TikTok, but those are two totally different audiences. The people who are coming from TikTok, like, just found out about me in the last 60 days. Whereas some of you guys who are coming from Instagram have been with me for literally probably almost a decade. So we have a totally different group of people on here, all right? But we have a similar thing in mind, which is that we believe strange things are going on and that we may be being deceived and manipulated. And we also realize that we are so powerful, and that's why they need to completely strangely poison the food, air, and water supply. Am I joking? Am I being serious? Yes. So listen, though, the other day I was driving. This is called a synchronicity. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you listen to me, what I'm saying right here, you will start getting synchronicities out the yin yang if you aren't already. Okay. When you realize that there's a rhythm to this universe and you can get in sync with it, and then everything is flow, it's flow state, rather than fighting it, rather than having a horrible time and being negative about it. There's a flow state you can get in. What are the odds that I'm driving down the road and I think to myself, oh, I just hit 1.1 million followers on Instagram. 10 years ago, I put on a vision board my Instagram account. When I had like 10,000 followers, I put on it 1.1 million. I edited it. I've CGI'd it. I NASA'd it to say 1.1 million. And so I'm like, oh, I finally hit that thing I put on my vision board. And then I'm thinking, damn, I should have put like 10 million on there. I should have put other shit on my vision board because so much of it has already come true. And as I'm driving thinking about that, I look out the window and there is a guy who I've never seen before holding something I've never seen someone holding walking down the street before. Do you know what this guy's holding? He's holding a fucking vision board. He's holding a big ass cork board, which is exactly what my vision board was. So I'm driving down the road thinking about my vision board, look out the window, and see a guy holding what I was just thinking about. The odds of that are unfathomably unlikely. If I had left the house 30 seconds before, 30 seconds later, if I had not had that thought at that moment, that wouldn't have lined up, that wouldn't have happened. So that's called a synchronicity. And when you change your perspective to that everything that happens to you is for the good, is for the better, and everything that happens to you is good, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's a flat tire. You got a flat tire, that saved you from getting squished by a fucking semi truck that would have squished you if you went down the road. You see what I'm saying? You have to change your perspective to everything is good, and to get into this flow state. And you can pray for discernment. You can pray for the flow state. You can, submit to it. It will happen. But I'm saying that was the most invigorating thing. What that makes me realize the rest of my day is that synchronicity means you are exactly where you're meant to be. It's a reminder that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Some of you on here might think, shit, I didn't do this thing I was supposed to do today. Or shit, I should have done this, that, and the other 10 years ago. I should have sold my house in 2020 instead of 2018. You know how many people feel like a fucking idiot because they sold their house right before COVID, and then all of a sudden their house would have been worth like 3 times as much? I know. But listen, these are synchronicities. You can get in sync with it. Now, Shout out to H Brising. I'll tell you in 2 seconds, dude. How do you remember that, by the way? My point to you all is that everyone who's on this live right now is here for a reason, for one, and two, you're exactly where you're meant to be. I guess that probably sounds a bit like arrogant, like you watching me live is where you're supposed to be right now. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, our lives, man, you're not put somewhere by accident. You're made in the image of God. You were made in you were created. You definitely didn't come from a fish. And you are just as you can tap into this, man. So everyone, I would say the alternative thinking is that some of you shouldn't be here. And some of you should have done something differently 5 years ago. That's living in the past. And in living in the past, you get depressed thinking about what it could have, should have. You know what I mean? So before we get into more shocking synchronicities and amazing things that will hype you guys up, and also exposing some of the stuff that we've been lied to about, which is horrifying, but goodness will prevail. I'll tell you all about that. I did want to mention that it is the most imperative time in human history to be detoxing and boosting your vibrational frequency. And I can tell you, you can boost your frequency out the yin yang. You can be of a high vibration, which attracts higher vibrational frequencies, higher vibrational circumstances, opportunities, and people into your life. 100%. The more polluted you are with chemicals, frequencies, pesticides, and all that, the lower your frequency is, you'll attract lower frequency circumstances, opportunities, people, events, and situations. It's as simple as that. That's a universal fucking law. Also note the globe behind me, despite we know that we're not on a globe. So listen, I just had to throw that in there. On this live specifically, we are giving away, Chalk is giving away $100 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. This is extremely detoxifying. It is delicious. It is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It has some of the highest antioxidant content in the natural world, which binds to free radicals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides. It massively increases your gut microbiome. So it's really good for your gut bacteria, which a healthy human being is supposed to have more bacterial cells than human cells, by the way. So we're giving away, we have 3 bags left of the chocolate powder to give away on the live. And this is the way the deal works, okay? So I'm going to put in the chat the link to chalk.com. Chalk is based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team. And they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Trustpilot is the leading third-party verified review website, like in the English-speaking world. Trustpilot is legit. So Chalk is legit. I've been partnered with them since 2019, by the way. And the guy in here who's been with me since 2018 will probably know, he'll probably have seen me first ever talk about Chalk in 2019. Frank said, do we ship to the UK? We ship to the UK all the time, dude. So this is the way the deal works. Click the link that goes to chalk.com, CHOQ.com. People are on the site right now. By the way, we've got a customer service team on standby to answer questions. This is the way the deal works. The number one supplement for men and women at chalk.com is the hot water purified shilajit. This is a hormone optimizer. So it calibrates your endocrine system, all of your hormones, testosterone, estrogen, melatonin, serotonin, dopamine. This is a brain superfood. It's a hormone superfood. It also is extremely pro-fertile, so it boosts fertility for men and women. It was secretly studied by the Russian military for 40 years, shilajit. It's an herbal mineral compound that comes out of the mountains of the Himalayas. And it stimulates the production of new brain cells, which increases memory, concentration, focus, and anything to do with mental clarity, okay? So it makes your brain make new brain cells. And by the way, the reason I'm not holding a little jar of tar resin shilajit is because the tar shilajit is 20 to 30% water. It usually has heavy metals, and it is lower in bioactive compounds. Whereas the chalk shilajit is hot water purified, it's clinically studied, and it's way more potent than the tar resin. So this is the way the deal works to get the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. Go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and you'll see when you click products, the male vitality stack, the female vitality stack. The stacks are combinations of superfoods, right? So the male stack has the Chalk Daily. The female stack has the Irish moss, the wild crafted Irish moss. And that is, most Irish moss is farmed in the Caribbean and is full of microplastics. The Chalk Irish moss, certified wild crafted from Nova Scotia. The guy who asked how I whiten my eyes, by the way, or how he can whiten his eyes like me, I will mention that in a moment. I think the shilajit will help with that, but I think it was the Chad mode that did it. But we'll talk about the Chad mode in a second. So if you go to chalk.com and you put a male vitality stack, which is the Chalk Daily, which has the shilajit, it's the Tongkat Ali, and the ashwagandha, which is organic. You put that in your cart, the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack. You put it in your cart and you apply the discount code 44life. That's a 44% off lifetime discount, 44LIFE. You put that in on your cart. You unlock the 44% off lifetime discount. If you place your order, by the way, there's like 50 people on the site right now. So if you place your order for the male or female stack and you apply it and you put that discount on, and you're one of the next 3 people, you're going to get included in your order automatically the $100 bag of the chocolate powder, the freaking certified heavy metal tested, certified heirloom, and certified organic cacao. Absolutely freaking delicious and detoxing. Plus, you know that it's said that cacao is one of the top 3 superfoods in the natural world. Like, few things come close to it. Now, here's the thing. You may have had chocolate before. You probably had organic cacao before, maybe. But the heirloom stuff is extremely rare, and it has totally different compounds in it than the hybrid stuff. So the difference is heirloom is the original cacao. The vast majority of cacao that's on the market today is completely hybridized, and apparently it has very strange compounds in it because of the way they messed with its DNA. It's not GMO'd, but it's not ideal. So this is something you may have never had before, and it completely hits different, and that is the chocolate powder. So the male stack has the Chalk Daily, which is the #1 supplement for men. It boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days. It increases sperm count and sperm motility. It increases muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. We got all the clinical studies on it. The second one that's in the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which is a hormone optimizer. It's pro-fertile. It massively boosts melatonin production. It is actually a game changer, by the way. I'm sure you've seen a million supplements. It's like the fucking Wild West. There's all kinds of shit on Amazon you got to watch out for. But truly, if you consistently take the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the Irish moss, or the daily, the ashwagandha, and the tongue cat, which is in the male stack, you will notice a difference. It's clinically studied. So the ashwagandha, massive boost in melatonin. You get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. And it boosts sperm count and sperm motility as well for men. Of course, for women, it doesn't because you don't have sperm, but also because it's an adaptogen. So it adapts to the individual's needs and requirements. I don't know what this guy's talking about. You know, it's funny. There was a guy who fucking takes care of turtles or something, and he was wondering, he roasted me for this video I made about turtles, saying that they're like a clock, right? They have their backs are like a clock because they have 28 carapaces and 13 scutes, and so it basically tells you 13 months, 28 days. And he went on about how I'm wrong because he has one fucking turtle that doesn't quite have that many scutes, but like it's, you know, considered around the world that turtles have 28 and 13. And he goes on to say, long story short, something about snake oil. And I'm like, bro, you can like think I'm an idiot for believing and knowing that they're spraying us with chemicals or GMOing our food supply, whatever. But the snake oil thing is funny because we actually have clinical studies. We have reviews, lab certified studies, heavy metal tests, certifications of authenticity. So polymath, sure, go and check chelating agents. I mean, Shilajit chelates, the chocolate powder chelates, the Chad mode, which has organic blue spirulina, chelates. You know that Latin, you know what chelates even comes from? That word in Latin is to claw. It claws out, right? So this is about, of course, you can go for free, go fast, drink water. Like I do that too. But I also take superfoods that are clinically studied, that have thousands of reviews. So dude, ease it with the snake oil mentions because we're talking about something that is carved into stone in ancient India, the hot water purified Shilajit. The Irish moss has been revered for thousands of years. The ashwagandha is, bro, tell an Indian that ashwagandha is snake oil. He'll probably fucking karate chop you, dude. I'm telling you right now. But of course, you do need to watch out because if you buy regular ashwagandha on Amazon, that shit is farmed in China. You do have to watch out. But polymath, if you don't like superfoods, that's fine. But there's a lot of people on here who aren't checking chelating agents. They may have been drinking fluoride for the last 10 years. They want to detox. They want to decalcify their pineal gland. And if you take Shilajit, and if you're taking the ashwagandha, and if you're taking the chocolate powder, that is very good for your pineal gland. And that absolutely will boost your vibrational frequency. So, you know, you can say many things, but the snake oil thing is just kind of cringe. And I don't think anyone feels trapped, by the way, or that anything's an echo chamber. Do you think it's an echo chamber to have your algorithm show you videos of people talking about things you're interested in? Because that's what my algorithm is, you know? Um, so yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. And then also the other cool thing, do you know that anything that you take with Shilajit, Shilajit is considered a potentiator. Is that a buzzword? It's what it is. It increases the potential of any other herb or superfood or food in general that's taken with it. And polymath, did you know this? Did you know that if you're eating 100% organically today, this is proven. If you're eating 100% organically today, you are getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. Minerals are supposed to rebuild your DNA. They're supposed to bind to heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. They're supposed to rebuild and rejuvenate. I mean, they ignite every biological process in the body. So even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. Now, that's why we talk about minerals. If you're taking the Shilajit, which has the full matrix of minerals, and if you're taking the Irish moss, which also has the full matrix of minerals, those two are in the female stack. The Shilajit is in the male stack. You're getting the full matrix of minerals. You're getting more nutrients from the food you're already eating in the first place, because every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. Polymath, look up that one. Every vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. So you could take every vitamin supplement in the world and get nothing from it if you're not getting bioavailable minerals in your system. It's shocking, man. So now there's a lot of people, polymath, a lot of people think ashwagandha is a scam. People are going wild on TikTok saying, watch out, because they took some Chinese ashwagandha. We have, what is it, 43 clinical studies on our ashwagandha. Bro, you're talking to your girlfriends from Mumbai. She thinks ashwagandha is a scam. Have you thought of researching ashwagandha? There's clinical studies on it. It boosts fertility. It's a hormone optimizer. It increases melatonin. It supports healthy mood and focus. That's like saying, my uncle told me Shilajit's a scam, and he's from the Himalayas. That's anecdotal. That means nothing. Emily, make sure you're applying the coupon code on the subscription. So if you're trying the discount code, make sure it applies to the subscription of the male vitality stack or the female stack, which, by the way, someone just got a stack. I'm about to congratulate the person who just got a stack. But make sure you're applying the 44 Life discount code to the subscription, which is different from the one-time order. Of course, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. Just keep in mind the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So I'm making that clear is that you can change, modify, or edit your subscription from your own account, from emailing or texting Chalk, any way you can do it. But a lot of the benefits I mentioned to you guys tonight are based on not just taking it for 30 days. Of course, 30 days taking superfoods, the Shilajit, is good for you. But 60 and 90 days, we call it the 90-day Chalk challenge, is when the benefits start compounding. And that's what a lot of the clinical studies are about, right? So for example, the Shilajit, because it has C60 in it, or carbon 60, that's a fullerene molecule, and that's said to have anti-aging effects. Now, I would imagine Shilajit is anti-aging in just the fact that it, binds to free radicals and heavy metals and microplastics and pesticides and excretes it out of the body. That alone, I would imagine, would have anti-aging effects. But apparently, and because your vibrational frequency would be heightened, detoxing that shit out of you, right? But also there's a compound in Shilajit, which is in the male and female stack, that freaking is carbon 60. So it has anti-aging. So someone just got a Chalk Minerals. Congratulations to who just got the Chalk Minerals. So listen to this. Is this a buzzword? Minerals, the Chalk Minerals, are hot water extracted rather, from a humic shale deposit in Utah. And this humic shale deposit is said to be one of the biggest ones in the world. It's got the full matrix of minerals, which increases nutrient absorption from the food you're eating to begin with. That's one of the studies, is that whatever you're eating today, you get more benefits from if you are taking bioavailable minerals with it, whether that's in the form of the Chalk Shilajit, the Irish moss, or the Chalk Minerals. The other cool thing about the minerals is that you got to be careful with this. The vast majority of mineral supplements and things, like at a grocery store or whatever, are not absorbable. They're not, you cannot even utilize the minerals because they're not bioavailable. So vitamin supplements are usually fake because you can grow vitamins. So that's like, for example,
You know that the vast majority of energy drinks, the caffeine in there is actually grown. It's not extracted from coffee beans. Did you know that? That's wild. The Chad mode, which I'm not even going to talk about because we don't have many left, but the Chad mode from Chalk has organic caffeine in it. That's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. Plus, it has the blue spirulina in it, which binds to heavy metals and all kinds of shit and takes it out of the body, which is freaking amazing. But anyway, so minerals, they ignite every biological process in the body and they make you able to absorb vitamins. And you want to make sure you're getting them bioavailably. Okay, is that a word, bioavailably? I don't think it is, but I just made it up. Okay, so listen, someone just got a female stack. Congratulations to the girl who just got a female stack, which is the hot water purified shilajit, the wild crafted Irish moss, and the ashwagandha. So shilajit, ashwagandha, and the moss. Congratulations to who just got the female stack. You're going to be freaking thrilled on it. And because she ordered, good news and bad news. Good news is she just got a $100 bag of chocolate powder included in her order. The bad news is now we have 2 left. So the next 2 people who get a male or female stack at chalk.com with the code 44life, that unlocks a 44% off lifetime discount, and you get your freaking bag of chocolate. Shout out to Non-Toxic, dude. Guys, Non-Toxic is on his 20 some odd day chalk challenge, and he's freaking stoked. He's probably almost out of his bag of the lit powder actually right now. Dude, you know that David Wolf got roasted because in an interview he said that cacao is an octave of sun energy. And it just sounded weird and kind of messed up to the average normie. But bro, cacao is enlivening to the senses. Do you know that if you're about to like go do a test or do something that requires like immense mental focus, do you know what happens if you take like a tablespoon of cacao? What that does to your microbiome and what that does to the production of bliss chemicals, it's called bliss hormones, tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin. People watch the movie Limitless and they see this guy take a fucking pill that makes him so powerful. They don't realize that shit is literally real. There's things that boost your brain power massively. And unfortunately, we're getting a strange amount of things that reduce our brain power every day. We're exposed. You wake up, you shower in tap water, fluoride, drinking, brushing your teeth in fluoride, fucking eating McDonald's on the way to work. I don't think many of you guys eat McDonald's, but you know what I mean? Like there's something that there is an intentional sabotage of our consciousnesses and our vibrations because they need us weak, man. So it's not just knowing conspiracies. I'm a flat earther. Woo. That's cool. But the guys I know, like Swing and other of you guys in here, know about the truth of our realm, know about the things that are going on, and also take care to make sure that your pineal gland is being decalcified and that you're boosting your vibrational frequency. Otherwise, what are you, the guy who knows about Pizzagate but drinks aborted fetal cells in Coca-Cola? Like, you know, sorry, but it's true, man. Yeah, shout out to Butterdog. Great choice indeed, man. 100%. So yeah, that means we have 2 bags of lit left. Butterdog said he's getting some more Irish moss right now. Excellent choice, bro. I guess you decided you do want more nutrients from the food you're already buying and eating right now. I love that study, dude. It's unfortunate because it was in the late 90s that they found out that fully Hey Nine, I would install the app. Like the app is the best viewing experience for sure. But the study came out in the 90s that the foods, the soil. So this is, just so you know, this is something that is important, is cool to know. But anyway, just listen. So do you know how minerals end up in plants? The minerals have to be present in the soil. For the minerals to be present in the soil, natural soil that's not sprayed, let's say, by any chemicals that disrupt it, barring chemtrails. Let's not talk about chemtrails for a second. When the bacteria in the soil is healthy and it has not been tilled and it has not been disturbed, the bacteria in the soil creates a type of like a natural acid that breaks down the rocks in the soil and makes the minerals that made up the rock bioavailable to the plant. When they pesticide the soil and synthetically fertilize it and till the soil, they destroy the bacteria in the soil. That's job was to make the minerals go into the plant. So when animals are eating plants that have fuck all minerals in them, or people are eating plants that have barely any minerals in them at all. Now you can see how this spirals and why people aren't feeling too well these days. and that's me putting it lightly, saying, you know, uh, people are sick, like people are not feeling right. You know what I'm saying? Martin, shout out to Martin. I didn't see his other comment, but I think someone's answering his question. Yeah, so the Chalk Daily is the number one supplement for men, and it's in the male vitality stack. And that's the one that boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days, plus sperm count and sperm motility. It also boosts muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. That's the Chalk Daily. That is the number one supplement for men. Dude, Copper Rock, that is funny, dude. He said a rototiller is a satanic lawnmower. What the fuck? That is actually a good one, dude. Yes, tilling the soil. It's called no-till. No-till farming is the future. We do need to talk about that. But Martin, Chalk Daily, can't go wrong. The second one in the male stack, which every single guy should be taking. Honestly, it's quite shocking. The Tomcat 100, which boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. And also it increases sperm count and sperm motility. It has 23 clinical studies. And listen to this. This is actually shocking. This is for polymath. Most Tomcat Ali is farmed in China. Chalk specifically went and got certified wild crafted Tomcat Ali. Okay, certified wild crafted Tomcat Ali. 100-to-1 extract with a patented extraction method that increases the bioactive compounds, or rather is able to maintain and not destroy the bioactive compounds. Because here's the thing, most companies you'll see like 300-to-1, 500-to-1 Tomcat Ali extract, but the way they extract it denatures like 80% of its benefits. So this is something, unless you're into the supplement industry and learning about this stuff, you'd never even know that. You'd think 300-to-1 is better than 100-to-1, right? Not quite. It depends on the extraction method. So anyway, the Tomcat, which is in the male vitality stack, is freaking amazing, dude. It's good for girls too, but we put it in the male stack just because of its remarkable boost in testosterone that it gives men, which we know guys' testosterone levels today are down like, what, 50% in the last 50 years? Cliff Diver, that's awesome, dude. Me and him were actually collaborating, so that's freaking cool, man. I know some of the videos on his page popped off for sure. Dude, you know I'm posted on Facebook now too, Cliff? Under the handle Connecting Consciousness. Okay, so apparently there's a bunch of people on the site right now, and someone got the female stack, someone got the male stack before, and someone got the chalk minerals. That means we literally have 2 bags left of the chocolate powder to give away, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. If you guys are on the fence, it's pretty much, I guess we're going to be like, this might almost be the last call, man. I'll tell you this. The interesting thing, if you're fully empty stomach and you grab a scoop of the chocolate powder and you put it in some hot water, you add some type of milk or some creamer to it. We didn't make it too sweet. There is organic maple sugar crystals in it, by the way. There is organic maple sugar crystals in it, which is funny because you'd think, oh, that's the handle there, Cliff. You'd think like there's got to be cheaper sugars, right? Like, couldn't we use white sugar? Couldn't we use corn syrup? No. We went with organic maple sugar crystals. That should tell you, if you look at a powder, like both of our powders, we only really have 2 powders, the Chad Mode and the chocolate. They're both sweetened with maple sugar crystals. You know that that's like a high or low, which is the better one, glycemic index. Like, it's one of the best sugars you can get. If Captain Walt is on here, he would inquire. But my point is that you can kind of tell where a company's at by what sweetener they use. There's no citric acid. There's no citric GMO bullshit. You know, citric acid is secretly extracted from GMO corn. Like, citric acid is another ingredient that hides in there. That is a derivative of GMO corn. So you can imagine what that's doing. But anyway, so we don't use that. But yeah, so empty stomach chocolate powder does do something shocking to your bliss chemicals, your tryptophan, your dopamine, and your serotonin. And you can feel it 100%. That's why I'm saying empty stomach in the morning. Of course, I also have it at night all the time, but it does hit on an empty stomach for sure. Yeah, that is strange. Mrs. Where is she now? Hey Nine is trying to get the video to work, and it doesn't even work on the app. It depends. You know what they do nowadays, eh? They freaking what do they do? Yeah, old phones. This used to be honestly like a conspiracy, but when people realize that it's a lot more than just phones. Yeah, Truckin, Truckin Fuker. Truck and Fuker. The promo code was 44 life. Just make sure that it's applied to the subscription. Timmy, I know I'm about to answer those guys. The discount code is 44 life. Just make sure you're applying it onto the subscription of the male, or in your case, likely the male stack rather, or the female stack. And like I said, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. But to get the chocolate, it's honestly a better deal actually, subscribing than one-time ordering. Even if both had the 44% off the 44% discount, it's cheaper to subscribe, and you have full control over your subscription. Just remember, a lot of the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. You know what I mean? Dude, you know what's funny? Most guys, oh, dude, shout out to Truken Fuker, man. He's getting the male stack. I'm going to get Chalk to hold the bag of chocolate powder for you, man. So I'm going to make sure you get that included in your order. Shout out to Truken Fuker, man. Or I know what your username is, but I'm going to go with Truken Fuker, all right? You're going to love it, dude. The Tomcat is otherworldly, and especially the Shilajit. See, Polymath, I recognize and acknowledge that I'm in a position where, like, sometimes people like to listen to what I have to say, right? You're good, GMAC. You're all good, man. And so I understand it's a responsibility to not willy-nilly you guys around, which is why it especially enrages me to see big-ass pages promote Chinese farmed herbs that have you don't even know what country they're coming from, and in that case, it's likely China, to their audiences, because the margins are higher and they can make more money from their unwashed masses of their audience who just buy their shit that's coming from China, man. So I appreciate you caring about wanting to make sure that I'm not some random guy telling people to buy shit that will be shit for them. And I implore you to go to chalk.com and read the clinical studies, the lab tests, the certifications of authenticity that we have, and the 5,000 reviews we have on Trustpilot, which, by the way, you can't fake. Trustpilot will roast your ass if you try to get, so yeah, I appreciate that, man. Obviously, you have the best betterment. And in fact, people like you usually end up getting chalk because they come in and they're like, oh, what is this shit, man? Like, fuck, like, are you scamming people? And then they go read and they're like smart, and they go and read and they're like, wow, this shit's actually good. What was that code again? You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, man. Shout out to O, who finally can watch from a browser. Shout out to O. I mean, hey, Nine. But yeah, dude. And by the way, there's a thing called Codex Alimentarius, which is Latin for food control, and it's a part of Agenda 21. And that's kind of it's the baseline for how they're going to start controlling. Like, they want every single product to be tokenized and be on, like, the blockchain, right? They do want every single item or purchasable thing to be connected to AI, so including the inventory of food or anything you consume, including supplements. And so that's why we see all around the world them pushing for, especially notably in the European Union, banning Tongkat Ali, trying to consider lion's mane a novel food, which would put it in the category of cannot be imported as well. It's freaking shocking, man. Hey Nine took Shilajit for the first time in 1986. Amazing product. That's freaking awesome. Hey Nine, let me ask you, the Shilajit you took, was it the tar resin? Because we used to have people who'd go, how come you're getting the Shilajit quote unquote powder and you're not doing the how come you're doing the Shilajit powder and not the pure resin? So it's actually a play on words, because Shilajit in its natural form is solid. To get it into the tar resin, they have to add 20 to 30% water to it, which is, so 20 to 30% of what you're buying is water when you get the tar Shilajit. And then they call it a concentrate, which is strange. So we opted for Shilajit that undergoes a hot water purification process, which gets rid of the impurities. And then they use the water they use the sun to evaporate the water, making it an actual concentrate. And then it's heavy metal tested, because that's the one thing with Shilajit, you can get a bad batch and you wouldn't know if you didn't heavy metal test it. And so what they do is, because the tar resin is so much cheaper, there's all types of slander they give to, or they put out there against the powdered or the hot water purified Shilajit, because they want to make sure people buy their tar. And for some reason, like, there is kind of that, like, wives' tale that the tar resin is like the OG, like the the pure stuff, but it's the opposite. It's diluted and usually contains less bioactive compounds. So, for example, fulvic and humic acid are the two bioactive compounds in shilajit, which are responsible for its benefits. Most of the tar resin is like 15 to 20% fulvic and humic acid, whereas the chalk hot water purified shilajit is 50 to 60% fulvic and humic acid, and it's standardized. So it's a pretty big deal, pretty big difference, and that's how you get all the benefits from it as well. Frank, yeah, you wouldn't be the first one to hear that. You would not be the first one to hear that. So apparently there's still a bunch of, so World War III, we'll talk about in 2 seconds. A bunch of people are on the site right now. Several people are at their cart checking out. Just a reminder that you will not see the free bag of chocolate powder on your actual order, but it's going to be physically placed into your box when it's packed up. So you're not going to see it, but if you order tonight with the code 44life on the subscription to the male or female vitality stack, you are getting the free, if you're one of the next two people, getting the free chocolate powder included in your order. Well, basically, the World War III thing is just that apparently they're mobilizing troops, man. Like there's stationing, the U.S. military is going in, protecting, the story anyway, they're protecting that one country there. And Iran is mobilizing some shit as well. And it's ramping up. So it could be imminent from the tweets that I saw. Everyone's sounding the alarm, right? But I don't think it would really affect us until later on when they pulled the either cyber attack card, or they went and said aliens came. Like maybe they'll start a world war, and then like a proxy, and then the false flag alien invasion happens. You can see how this can get a little bit in the weeds, because that alien card is going. I'm sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like there's good odds that they're going to do something with aliens. They're going to do something with a war, and they're going to do something with a cyber attack where the grid goes down. I think those three things are at some point going to happen just based on the fact that they said, imagine how bad it would be if there was a cyber attack. Oh, you know what I mean? Like Klaus Schwab literally said that. What should I add to the mail stack? Well, Truk and Fuker, I wasn't going to say because we are running low on them, but since you're on the site already, if you are I don't think you are a trucker, but maybe you are. The Chad mode, it's a natural energy drink and pre-workout. It's got 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop. That's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. And it's extremely detoxing because it has the organic blue spirulina in it. Inside of it, there's blue spirulina, and blue spirulina binds to heavy metals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides. So a lot of people like going mail stack and Chad mode, or do the mail stack and then add the Action 2.0, because the Action 2.0 is the #1 heart health and blood flow, blood oxygenation superfood at Chalk. It's got organic beetroot extract. It's got wild crafted rhodiola rosea, which is another like form of shilajit. Basically, it's a plant, but I'm saying it has many of the benefits that shilajit has, but it overlaps. So, for example, the rhodiola, really good for mood and focus and cognition. Hey9 said shilajit sharpens perception tremendously. Thank you for. It's funny. Hey9 hasn't even taken Chalk. She took shilajit, or she I think, took shilajit 40 years ago, and it stimulates the production of new brain cells, man. It really does, which is what gives you that sharp focus and mental clarity, 100%. That's so true, Hey9, about you start to see through people's intentions 100%. That's your intuition, right? And then Drew Blue said the name of the book you talked about. The name of the book that I talked about was Dr. Chase's Combination Receipt Book, and you can look it up entirely on Google, like PDFs. But I will say that it's not that crazy of a book. Like, I might have made it seem more hype than it is, but like the parts I read of it were cool, but the rest of the book is like, it's old. Like maybe there's some more cool shit in it. Like I didn't have time to read the whole thing, but the birth stuff was cool. The umbilical cord stuff was cool. And the airflow, air quality stuff was cool. But then there's a bunch of other stuff in there that's just kind of like not the most shockingly cool stuff, but maybe cool to some, I'm glad I have it. That's for sure. I think he's in India, Tim. Sonny said, I hope Chalk doesn't run out of the lit and the Chad mode too. I'm already missing the Apex. Yeah, Sonny. No, we are running low on lit. I don't know when a new restock is coming through. That's why, I mean, this is basically the last call on the night for the free lit powder, guys. So if you're on the fence, you're on the site, make sure you get your order in with the coupon code 44life on the subscription. So you'd add the male vitality stack, or in Trukin Fuker's circumstance, he's getting the stack and the Chad mode. But you put a male or female stack in your cart, you apply the discount code 44life, and that unlocks that 44% off lifetime discount. And then, of course, you also get the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in it. So Polymath is living in the UK, his family's in Mexico, and his girlfriend is in India. Damn, man, we could call you Mr. Worldwide, dude. Holy shit skis. That is worldwide, man. Shout out to Polymath. And that's true too, of course, Sonny, because it's decalcifying your pineal gland for sure. The Shilajit is definitely, it's believed to decalcify your pineal gland, which gives you way more vivid, not just focus, though, like there's the normal, amazing, but more believable benefits from Shilajit: mental clarity, focus, cognition, etc. But then there's also like the spiritual benefits of it because it decalcifies the pineal gland. Then you're talking intuition. Then you're talking synchronicities, your vibrational frequency, all of it. Wow. So Trukin Fuker is a truck driver, dude. I was talking about, you would have loved my live I did a month ago or so, and I mentioned how like the people keeping the country running and everything moving around are truckers, and what options do they have for getting quality foods on the road? Not too much, because it's all shit. So the Chad mode, dude. Oh, well, pack your lunch really is the main thing. Bring your own food so you're not having to buy anything from a gas station. But because you guys do long hours, the Chad mode is freaking amazing, dude. Organic blue spirulina, organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans. It is truly a game changer. And this is the one that someone asked, what whitened my eyes? I have a video on Instagram talking about how the Chad mode whitened my eyes, and it's because it's two things. Chad mode, the blue spirulina, is really good for eyesight and even night vision. They say, like, it increases night vision. They did a bunch of studies on it. But also, because the blue spirulina is so detoxing, that gets reflected in your eyeballs. There's something called iridology. So it's the study of your eyeballs and in relation to what's going on in your body. And basically, the healthier and detoxer your body is, the whiter the whites of your eyes. It's a big indicator, right? But yo, shout out to Trukin Fuker, who just got the mail stack. Dude, congratulations to Trukin Fuker, truck driver, Trukin Fuker, who got the mail stack, dude. You're going to freaking love it, man. Shout out to Trukin. He's got the mail stack, which means he's getting the free lit powder. Congratulations. You will love it, dude. And we have a bunch. I know another trucker who, I don't know, I think he has the mail stack, and I think he does 2 Chad modes a month. And he swears by it. I remember I was voice noting him. This was like probably a year ago. And he's like, yeah, man, fuck. I've been drinking the shit energy drinks and I want to upgrade. And I'm like, bro, look no further. Chad mode, 1 scoop, 2 scoops, boom, you're locked in, you're dialed. Plus it has, it gives you the niacin flush. So it gets super, super tingly all over when you take it. It's all the energy that's boosting it out of you massively. Hey Nine said, cacao is outstandingly amazing product too. It doubles your stem cell production. That is, see, Hey Nine, I was saying, I'm going to start saying that again because I stopped saying it for a bit, that cacao boosts stem cell production. But I'm going to start saying that again because I know it does. Like, it's true, it does. Especially the heirloom organic. In fact, I think, I don't even know if the hybrid cacao would even do that. So guys, we're basically going to do the last call. Like, I want to make sure though, if anyone's on the fence and they're at chalk.com right now, make sure you put that male or female stack in your cart, put the discount code 44life on it, on the subscription, and you're going to get the free lit. This is the last call. We're probably going to go for a little bit longer, but I can hold slots for people. If you guys are on the fence, I can get Chalk to hold a slot for you to make sure you get that included in your order. But we're basically doing the last call. Polymath, that's right. Spirulina is one of the most powerful chelating agents out there, 100%. And not to mention, it's you got to make sure you know where you're getting it though, because it can be fake as well. Trukin said, thanks, bro. I've been waiting to get to watch you live so I could use the promo code. Awesome, dude. Well, you made an amazing choice. I'm stoked to hear your experience with it. Just know that 30% of Chalk's active subscribers report feeling a difference within the first few days of taking it. Another 30% is within the first few weeks. But the main thing is because the benefits are clinically studied, as long as you are taking it, you are being benefited. So just know that. But I'm stoked for you, man, and I want to hear your experience for sure. So DM me on Instagram your experience once you get into it. Once you've taken the whatever day chalk challenge, we call it the 90-day chalk challenge. But what we're probably going to do is we're going to do a 15-minute extension. So between now and 11 p.m. Eastern, if you order a male or female stack at chalk.com with the code 44life, you're going to get that free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order. So we're going to shut down the live, but we're going to maintain that deal. You can DM me on Instagram, by the way, if you have any questions. We also have Chalk is on the live chat on the site right now. So that's choq.com. You see that and the code 44life. DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, guys. We're going to talk more about the files and the shocking World War bullshit that's happening that will be a proxy, surely. But yeah, thank you all for joining. This was a good one. Shout out to everyone from TikTok and from Instagram. TikTok, different crowd. I love you all. Keep your head on a swivel. We have amazing things coming around the corner. The best, literally, times for humanity are ahead of us. They're not behind us. I know people think that, but anyway. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next live. Thank you all for joining. Much love. And shout out to OJ and all of you guys. And the guy who got the minerals and the female stack as well. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one.